Before we get into this wild story, if you love true crime tales packed with bold heists, shocking betrayals, and mysteries that still stump investigators, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap like, and stick around till the end. And hey, share this with a friend who's into true crime too. They'll thank you later. All right, let's rewind to Boston 1950 and witness a robbery so daring, it was instantly called the crime of the century. The Great Brink's robbery wasn't just some random theft. This was a precision operation, cold, calculated, and years in the making. On January 17, 1950, a crew of 11 men pulled off what was, at the time, the biggest robbery in U.S. history. They walked away with nearly $2.8 million in cash, checks, and securities. That's about $36 million today. And they did it without leaving much of a trace. No fingerprints. No solid leads. Just a cap and some ropes left behind. But this wasn't an overnight idea. These guys had been planning since 1947. At first, it was supposed to be a quiet burglary. Sneak in, take what they could, get out. But once Brink's moved to a new, high-security location in Boston's North End, things got complicated. Alarms, guards, tighter locks, all of it. So they adapted. Over months, they studied the building, watched the employees, and even found ways to copy the keys by removing the locks one by one, making duplicates and putting them back perfectly. The timing had to be flawless. Just after 7 p.m., when the vault was open and only a handful of guards were around. 2 getaway vehicles were prepped, one for the loot, one to block off any pursuit. On lookout duty was Vincent Costa, waiting on a nearby rooftop with a flashlight. After 5 failed attempts, Costa finally flashed a signal. This was it. At 7:10 p.m., 7 men walked into the Brink's building dressed like chauffeurs. Pea coats, caps, and creepy rubber Halloween masks. Each one was armed with a .38 revolver. Within seconds, they had the 5 employees tied up and the cash flowing into canvas bags. They didn't take everything, though. They left behind almost $1 million in coins and silver because it was just too heavy. By 7:37, one of the employees managed to break free and raise the alarm. But by then, the crew was gone. Boston went into full panic mode. Police Commissioner Thomas Sullivan launched a citywide manhunt. 13 people were detained within hours, including 2 former Brink's workers. Brink's offered a $100,000 reward, and the insurance company added more. Even Edgar Hoover himself stepped in. But there was nothing, no fingerprints, no clear suspects, nothing to trace. The only clue? The getaway truck. Later found cut to pieces in Stoughton, Massachusetts, near O'Keefe's house. Months passed, then years. A few gang members got picked up for other crimes. Burglaries, tax evasion. But still, nobody could tie them to the Brink's job. The money? Untouched. Hidden away somewhere no one could find. Then things got ugly. Inside the gang, paranoia set in. Joseph Specs, O'Keefe, one of the original crew, got desperate for a share. He kidnapped Vincent Costa, trying to force him to pay up, but the others weren't having it. The group's leader, Anthony Pino, hired a hitman, Elmer Trigger Burke, to silence O'Keefe for good. Burke shot him, but O'Keefe survived, and that changed everything. Lying in a hospital bed, guarded by the FBI, O'Keefe decided he'd had enough. Just 5 days before the statute of limitations was about to run out, he spilled everything. Names, plans, how it all went down the works. By January 12, 1956, the FBI swooped in. One by one, the key players were arrested. Baker, Costa, Geegan, Maffey, McGinnis, Pino, Faraday, and Richardson a few months later. 2 members were already dead. 1 shot, 1 gone before they could stand trial. The case finally went to court that August, and 8 of them got life sentences. Most were paroled by the early 70s, except McGinnis, who died behind bars. O'Keefe, the one who turned informant, served 4 years and was out by 1960. Out of nearly $2.8 million stolen, only $58,000 was ever found. The rest? Gone forever. O'Keefe later co-wrote a book, The Men Who Robbed Brinks, laying out the whole crazy story. But even then, no one ever found where the missing millions went. In the end, the Great Brink's Robbery wasn't just about money. It was about planning, trust, and betrayal. 11 men who pulled off a perfect crime and then destroyed themselves from the inside out. And if you thought this heist was wild, wait till you hear what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with your fellow true crime fans. Because in the Brink's job, guns and masks weren't the most dangerous weapons. It was the silence, the secrets, and the greed that tore them apart.